always do a great job explaining stuff to my dumb redneck self. So here's what Ari Miroff pointed out about the NFL owners are going to do a vote next week. Okay, significant NFL owners will vote next week on a proposal to change the playoff seeding format, where teams would be seeded strictly by regular season record rather than automatically awarding the top 4 seeds to division winners. This was per Albert Breer. All right, so here's some more details on it. If teams have the same record, a division title would serve as the first tiebreaker, not head-to-head. All right. After the first round, teams would be reseeded, so the number 1 seed always plays the lowest remaining seed. And then the other point here is the NFL wants to increase late season competitiveness and excitement and reduce teams resting starters in week 17 and 18. I love that last part. If that's the ultimate goal, great. I want to get your all's take on it, because the big argument's been if somebody plays in a weak division and they win that division, then they're going to get a first round. Do they get a first round bye now? They definitely get the host.
Yeah.
It's not a first round bye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll get the host that playoff game. I can kind of see the argument of, listen, just because you played in a weak division doesn't mean you should get, special treatment over someone who had a much better record. Am I wrong there, or do you guys see that the same way?
I do kind of like it, but then the whole thing of after the first round, teams would be reseeded, so the number 1 seed always plays the lowest. Right? That's the one where it's like, I look at the third bullet point, and the NFL wants to increase late season competitiveness. I like that. I don't understand how the second bullet point gets you to the third. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. It's like, the Saints went 8-8. They won their division. Congrats. You get to host a first, playoff home. I get that we don't necessarily want that. I'm glad that Greg Rice, whoever highlighted that, thank you, because that's one I wanted to bring up too.
Yes.
To me, I would just leave it alone. I feel like lately we've made so many, major NFL tweaks in the last 10 years that it's starting to kind of like, how do you start keeping stats? How do you start comparing guys from, you know what I mean? It's a totally different ball game now. It really is. I'm get off my lawn. I'm the old guy.
Yeah. Well, I'm standing on your lawn, Jacob. To the second bullet point question.
You got to cut it somehow, Emilio.
Hey, I'm pretty good at it. I'll cut the grass. But it isn't number 2 already happening anyway? Like, doesn't 1 always play 7, or one would play 5 if they go on and win it? Is it like
technically, yeah, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Like I thought I was the only one that was losing my mind here. Like, let's think about this. The way the playoffs are set up right now, the lowest, the highest seed always plays the lowest, right?
That's how it's set up. First one gets a bye, 2 plays 7.
So after the first round, teams would be reseeded, so the number 1 seed always plays the lowest remaining seed. That's how it is, right? Well,
but do they mean by number 1 the highest ranked person in that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, let's say
Well, no, but the number 1 would have already had a bye, is what I'm saying. Say you went 15-1, you would have already had the bye. You're already into the second round, and then you're reseeding everybody else that got through, but you already had a seed for them beforehand.
Yeah, I'm with you. That second part went way over my head. I don't know.
I think it's a double negative sort of thing.
So Brambo says they reseed based on record. Is that what they're saying there?
So it's not the initial ranking of the.
If that's the case, Brambo, and you may be correct, this is poorly worded by Ari Miroff, right?
Right. Yeah.
Again, I think the most important aspect of this, I don't want to get too far into the weeds or bogged down by it too much, but to me, the most important part is I like that it's not about just winning the division, right? Now, I love that the tiebreaker comes in. Like, hey, if you got 2 teams with the same record, the one who won their division deserves to be the higher seed. I get that, right? So I kind of like what they're trying to do here, man, for sure. Now, here's the other thing, and we'll go ahead and hit it since we marked it here, Jacob. Greg Rice says no draft lottery either. Man, that draft lottery talk is strange. It is so strange. The NFL is king for a reason. The NFL smokes the NBA's ass in ratings and everything they do.
When Ryan said those numbers today, that blew my mind.
Yeah, I was shocked.
So, and listen, we got to meet Greeny, right? We got to meet Mike Greenberg at the restaurant, right? Talk to him and Peter Schrager for a second. I think Greeny is an awesome dude. When I heard that video that Ryan played or audio that Ryan played on his podcast. I wanted to slap the taste out of his mouth. I'm like, there's nothing about what you're saying that makes sense. Right, Jacob, did you hear that pod by chance?
Yes, I did. 100%.
It's insane. Like, you're basically saying the first overall pick should go to someone with the luck of the draw of a ping pong ball.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? The reason the NFL is so good at parity is because every single year, the worst team in the league is kind of propped up to go, okay, we're going to help you build your team faster than everybody else. And that's why you got like the Dolphins way back now. What was it, 2010, where the Dolphins were the worst team in the league, and the very next year they won their division? That's how these teams can have a quick turnaround. If you get to the point where it's okay, we're going to take the top 10 or top 5 worst teams, and then we'll put ping pong balls in, and we'll see who gets the luck of the draw. It literally, as Ryan was talking about it, I try to be like rational about things. I try to be like, maybe what am I missing here? Because I'm stupid. I'm a dumb redneck hick. Things go over my head all the time, and I'm going, what's the there is nothing positive that comes out of this. And what it seems like to me is everybody who loves the NBA, it's like they try to prop that up and make it seem as if the NFL should take things from it, and that's the farthest freaking thing from the truth, in my opinion. So, what's your all's take on it? Because I'm not going to lie, man, it kind of pissed me off. Like, y'all better not screw this up.
Yeah, it made me physically angry because they're like, yeah, we want to copy what the NBA is doing. What the NBA that's losing viewership faster than you can even shake a stick at, because one, they're putting their primetime games on networks that nobody has, or they don't know where to find them. A la what has the NFL done in the last 5 years? They spread it out to like 7 different networks, so you got to have a subscription to watch every game. That's real smart. Then what are they going to do? The NBA took the physicalness out of it. You watch LeBron James flop like a fish anytime somebody touches his little tiny bald head and he hits the ground.
I thought he was going to say something else there. Oh, Lord. Go ahead.
And what's the next thing they do? They want to take the draft. Let's have ping pong balls do that. What are you doing? The next thing they're going to do is they're going to say, let's start making so we have all-star teams like the Lakers. Let's just have everybody go to the Patriots. We'll have everybody go there. We can sign them out the wazoo. It won't even be fun to watch football anymore. And great, yeah, it'll be awesome. It's the dumbest idea I've ever heard of.
It really is, man. It's like it made no sense, Emilio.
Yeah, I mean, you put a little bit of lead in that one ping pong ball that you want to end at the bottom, and we're good to go. You roll that thing a couple times, wait for open the hatch, and we're good to go. I'll take the pack.
Emilio, I'm not bald.
Record. Look at Jacob, my man. You got a little salt up there, though, don't you?
Yeah, I was going to say, that looks a little. Why don't you go have it more often?
She's gray, baby, but she still plays.
No, but I mean, for real, that's brutal. That what Ryan was saying is true, man. Every time you hear somebody complain about NBA, it's people that like watching NBA and they're just mad at what they're getting. I mean, I think that, what they've done, the amount of work that they put into just to be able to get the last team, the worst team, even if you have 5 teams that are the same record, we're going to go by your point differential. We're going to go by, whatever we can narrow it down to find out, like, you were basically the worst team possible last year. How can we help you? Hey, you get a chance to get Travis Hunter or Abdul or, the number 1 quarterback because you were 3-15 last year. So, like, I mean, I don't see why switching into a lottery where potentially the Philly can go ahead and just get the first or third pick, whatever it is, however it works. I don't like it.
I don't need 2-0 for this. Says that dude just kept repeating tanking as if he was trying to play some psychological game to make us believe it's a thing. That's the thing, too, is like tanking in the NFL is not a thing. It's not. When was the last time a team tanked for the first pick? And show me proof of it. Because I remember back when the Giants were thinking about sitting their starters going into the playoffs, which that happens pretty regularly now. But I remember when it was Tom Coughlin said, we're playing our guys. And they went out and played their guys, even though they had nothing to gain for week 17. Back then, there was only 17 weeks. Week 17, they had nothing to gain. And he said he got a phone call from John Madden, a voicemail from John Madden. Coach Madden called him and was like, I cannot tell you how proud I am of you guys. Thank you so much. The second that we don't have competition, we don't have a game anymore.
Yep.
And now we're talking about a damn ping pong ball floating around in a machine, and that's going to decide who gets the first overall pick. Like, what are you even? It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. 2-0 for this says Jacob has the Kimbo slice. Love it. Little shout out there to Kimbo. Rest in peace. Brambo says, how do you look like Clayton's older brother and his younger brother at the same time? Put that hat on.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, man. But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just it's really strange. Like, I remember the tank for Tua talk, right? That was the whole thing, tank for Tua, tank for Tua. I don't know. It's not an issue. If a team is that bad, if two teams are that bad and they want to tank for a player, I could give a rat's. And nobody's worried about that anyway, right? I don't think it's happening personally. But if it does, who cares? I'll tell you what, I'm okay with that. Let's play along with Greeny. Let's pretend like tanking does happen for the number 1 overall pick. Okay, awesome, cool. I would much rather watch two teams flop around on the field and act like a couple jackasses and get a good laugh out of it than to see us try to build up this big event as if we're going to put 5 ping pong balls in a machine, spin that sucker around and go, woo, we got the number 1 pick. Mm-hmm. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Stupidest thing.
Yeah.
So, and again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The NFL is king for a freaking reason. Keep it the same.
Just imagine the audacity of, all right, we're going to the draft night. Everybody's watching. They got their popcorn. And with the first pick, the ping pong tells me the Philadelphia Eagles get the first pick in the NFL draft. It's like, what are you talking That's what's about? Fair? Bruh, whatever you're smoking, Emilio wants a lot of it.
2-0.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
2-0 for this says, when was the last time a number 1 pick legit changed a franchise that is perennial at the top of the draft? Exactly. It's a great point. Great point. Let's see here. Draft. I think J. Cole said this a couple times here. Draft lottery is rigged. Dallas trades their star player and has like a 1% chance to get the first pick, and now they are picking number 1.
Oh, you guys, if we had the conspiracy music, this would be the time. You can look back now the last 6 or 7 years, every single major signing that went to the big teams, whether it was like Bosch, that's not the same thing, but it still works. When it was LeBron, when it was Luka, when it was all these guys, enter the guy there, that team the next year had the number 1 pick in the draft. And like J. Cole said, it was like a -5% chance it would happen.
Crushed it.
Match that.
-5% chance. That is unbelievable to think, though. Like you go ahead and you trade this star player, 1% chance is always going to land on the 1%, right? You're just never going to be. That's like when you're opening a pack. You know, they convince you, Clay, to buy the pack to make your team better. It's like, oh, you got a 55% chance to get a 98, bro. I got a 92 out of that pack. What are we doing here? Like, and that's I mean, that's what it is. It's like it seems like we're chasing after that, you know, buy to play, you know, pay to play, pay to win sort of mentality. We don't need that in sports.
You know, I just realized Mandy and I just celebrated our 19th anniversary. And the only regret that I have with our marriage is that we didn't have our first dance to the Home Depot theme song. I'm just telling you right now. That song is a banger, dude. Is it not a banger, man?
It really is.
Yeah. Loki, I'm pretty proud that we actually cut that the way we just did there, because if that's not going on the YouTubes, I don't know what is.
Well, that'll probably get us canceled, to be honest with you. That's usually how that works. I told you, either they're going to sponsor the show or I'm going to get sued. One of the two, nothing in between. So,
sponsor the show.
All right. Anything else we want to hit on, boys? Anything else?
Shows tomorrow.
Greg Ross says remove the garter to the Home Depot theme song. Anyway, go ahead, Jacob.
Are you doing a morning show by chance, or are we just doing an evening show tomorrow?
It'll just be an evening show tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. With the lack of content right now. So, but Jacob, what we'll do, since you're going to be in here with me and Emilio's taking the weekend off, we're going to do the Baron Sorrell Chalk Talk tomorrow.
Oh,
let's dive into it.
So just a heads up, guys. That means if you do not have a Rumble account, go ahead and create one tonight. Go find the Packers Total Access account, which is, by the way, the #1 Packers account on Rumble right now, which is pretty impressive, because tomorrow we are going to be doing a Chalk Talk, which means we can't do it on YouTube because they are commies.
There you go. Well, I don't know about that last part. I said there you go.
On my knee.
We're going to give him some.
Respectfully disagree there, Jacob, okay? So, all right, here's
hopefully you have subscribers and a channel tomorrow, and
hopefully everything's still intact tomorrow. Now, what we're gonna do though, we'll be live on YouTube, we'll be live on X, Rumble, everything like we normally are. And then when we get ready to do the Chalk Talk, like Jacob was saying, we'll give you guys a good 10-minute heads up. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get over to Rumble. Let's get over to X, whichever one you prefer. And we'll continue with the Chalk Talk. And what I'll do later, here's what's crazy about this whole situation. Afterwards, I can edit that video out of the download, and I can do a quick little copyright check, and then we can upload it to YouTube, no problem.
Bang.
The problem is their AI detects stuff.
They did that to us. Yeah.
On the live stream, they detect stuff on the live stream, and once they trigger the copyright and somebody claims it, you're screwed. It's just really weird. And again, it's just lack of communication. So 2-0 for this says y'all should be sponsored by farmersonly.com. So there you go. You don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com.
Emilio, are you too young to remember that?
That's a yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean I remember it, but yeah, didn't. I mean, AOL. You've got mail is kind of where I was.
All right,
we're out of here, guys. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us again. I'm excited about the partnership with Mac, and Absolutely. We're gonna, like I said, get that cranked up. And everybody, if you want to support a great cause, and it looks like we got multiple people in there now. Appreciate Kyle Bessa. And Bates, everybody, let's get that cranked up. I'm going to make my donation here over the weekend, talk with Mandy, and we're going to try to do something to help out there as well. It's just a really awesome organization. Got a bunch of giveaways coming up. Tomorrow, remind me, Jacob, we'll do an autographed Dontavion Wicks jersey giveaway for our Patreon community.
Nice.
Okay? This giveaway is going to be for the Patreon community. So if you're hearing my voice, you want to support the show, scan that QR code in the upper right, or go to patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. Okay. You join there, the cheap $3 tier that gets you access to everything on the site. Exclusive content from us. The Chalk Talks are all uploaded there. But more importantly, it also gets you put into the giveaways. We'll take everybody who's at least a $3 tier member, put them on the wheel tomorrow night, spin that sucker, and give away an autographed Dontavion Wicks jersey to whoever's name it lands on. Right?
Take it down.
And me and Emilio are eligible.
We are eligible. No, we are 100% eligible. Every time Clayton tries to say we're not eligible is incorrect.
Correct. Listen, this is not a democracy here, okay?
I'll get a lawyer.
No, that thing lands on my name. I'm driving up there and taking my jersey.
Jacob, you didn't pay your last lawyer. All right, I ain't trying to hear that.
I'm well versed in bird law.
Hey.
I don't want to know what that means.
Chat will.
I'm sure they will. A bunch of degenerates.
Jacob knows that birds recharge on the telephone wires.